Well, have a nice day, gentlemen. We have a lot of work to be getting along with.
Push off. This is our dig site.
We got here first.
This here's our statue, friend.
I don't see your name written on it, pal.
Have you ever heard of the book of Anum-Ra? And what does it mean when Rick says, "I don't see your name written on it"? Well, join us on our latest Cinephile episode to find out, and be sure to visit our FUNDAY website for more. What's up, movie fans? I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. The Mummy is a 1999 American fantasy action-adventure film. It is a remake of the 1932 film of the same name, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. The film follows adventurer Rick O'Connell as he travels to Hamunaptra, the city of the dead, with Evelyn, a librarian, and her older brother, where they accidentally awaken Imhotep, a cursed high priest with supernatural powers.
In Thebes, Egypt, 1290 BC, High Priest Imhotep has an affair with Anck-su-namun, the mistress of the pharaoh. They kill the pharaoh after he discovers their relationship. Imhotep flees, while Anck-su-namun kills herself, believing he can resurrect her. He and his priests then steal her corpse and travel to Hamunaptra, the city of the dead. The resurrection ritual is stopped by Pharaoh's bodyguards, the Magi. Imhotep is buried alive with flesh-eating scarab beetles and locked in a sarcophagus at the feet of the statue of the Egyptian god Anubis. The Magi are sworn to prevent Imhotep's return. For 3,000 years, men and army fought over the land, never knowing what evil lay beneath it.
Steady! You're with me on this one, right?
Oh, your strength gives me strength.
Richard O'Connell served as a captain in the French Foreign Legion. When they are overrun by the enemy, Rick manages to escape due to the cursed land that scared the enemy away. Evelyn Carnahan is a clever but clumsy Egyptologist in the Cairo Museum of Antiquities. Jonathan, her older brother, a thief of considerable skills, presents her with an intricate box and map that leads to Hamunaptra, which he stole from Rick at a cash bar. Evelyn and Jonathan travel to find Rick locked up in prison and inquire about the location of Hamunaptra.
You want to know?
Well, yes.
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Then get me the hell out of here! Do it, lady!
Rick is taken to be hanged. Evelyn tries to negotiate with the warden for his release, but the hanging proceeds anyway. Yet somehow, Rick survives and is left to strangle while Evelyn reveals that he knows the whereabouts of the city of the dead. Only then did the warden release him. The next day, Rick is all freshened up, catching Evelyn by surprise. Together with the warden, they travel by boat to find this lost city. On the boat, Rick encounters a band of American treasure hunters, led by his cowardly acquaintance Benny, who he then throws off the boat.
Did I miss something? Are we going into battle?
Lady, there's something out there. Something underneath that sand.
Yes, well, I'm hoping to find a certain artifact. A book, actually. My brother thinks there's treasure. What do you think's out there?
In a word, evil.
The Magi's approach the boat to capture the map and box. Rick notices and rushes to Evelyn's room. He manages to save her, and later Jonathan stumbles upon the box. The ship catches on fire while a battle ensues. Everyone eventually jumps ship and swims to shore, with Benny and his crew on the one side of the river and Rick and the group on the other side. The next day, they buy camels and begin their journey. Benny and the Americans eventually catch up to them, and when the city is revealed at dawn, a race begins. Rick and their group arrive first and begin their exploration underground, where they once again bump into the Americans.
This here's our statue, friend.
I don't see your name written on it, pal.
Yes, well, there's only 4 of you and 15 of me. Your odds are not so great, O'Connell.
I've had worse.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, look, for goodness sake, let's be nice, children. If we're going to play together, we must learn to share. There are other places to dig.
Evelyn leads them to the bottom of the statue to do their excavation. When Jonathan plays golf with a pebble, a sarcophagus drops right in front of them. They realize that the box is the key to unlocking it. In the meantime, the warden had wandered off himself in search of treasure. He thought he found blue gold, but when one cracked open, it's revealed to be housing a flesh-eating bug that eventually kills him. By the campfire, the group recounts what happened, but soon the Magi's attack their camp.
Enough! Enough! You will shed no more blood. But you must leave. Leave this place or die. You have wandered!
Despite being warned to leave by Ardit Bey, leader of the Magi's, the next day, the two expedition continue their excavation. Evelyn searches for the book of Anum-Ra made of pure gold. Instead of finding it, she and the group stumble upon Imhotep's remains. The team of Americans, meanwhile, discovered the Black Book of Death, accompanied by canopic jars carrying Anuk-Su-Nanum's preserved organs.
At night, Evelyn steals the book and unlocks it with the key. She then proceeds to read aloud from the Book of the Dead, accidentally awakening Imhotep. Immediately, a swarm of locusts attacks, forcing everyone to go underground. There, Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan encounter scarabs. While escaping, Evelyn falls through a trap door and bumps into one of the Americans who had his eyes and tongue taken by Imhotep. The group then runs into Evelyn and Rick shoots Imhotep, thinking he's killed him. They escape only to meet the Magi's.
I told you to leave or die. You refused. Now you may have killed us all. For you have unleashed the creature that we have feared for more than 3,000 years.
Relax, I got him.
No mortal weapon can kill this creature. He's not of this world.
Benny is left alone and is confronted by Imhotep. Terrified, he offers his service to him. As the expedition returns to Cairo, Imhotep follows them with the help of Benny, bringing the 10 plagues back to Egypt with him. Imhotep hunts down and kills each person who's opened the box in order to regenerate his full strength. Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan meet Ardit at a museum, who hypothesizes that Imhotep wants to resurrect Anuk-Su-Nanum by sacrificing Evelyn. Evelyn believes that if the Book of the Dead brought Imhotep back to life, then the Book of Anum-Ra can kill him again, and deduces the book's whereabouts in Hamunaptra. Imhotep corners the group with an army of slaves. Evelyn agrees to accompany him if he spares the rest of the group.
No.
Don't!
No!
He still has to take me to Hamunaptra to perform the ritual.
She is right. Live today, fight tomorrow.
Although Imhotep does not honor his word, Rick and the others manage to escape through a manhole. They then found themselves a pilot to fly them across the desert back to Hamunaptra. When they are near and approaching, Imhotep arrives with Evelyn and Benny. He creates a sandstorm to devour the plane, but Evelyn distracts him with a kiss. Still, the plane crashes in the desert, killing the pilot. Rick, Jonathan, and Ardit survives and are able to locate the Book of Amun-Ra. Imhotep prepares to sacrifice Evelyn, but she's rescued by Rick after a battle with Imhotep's mummified priests. Rick then faces Imhotep while Evelyn reads from the Book of Amun-Ra, just in time to make Imhotep mortal. He is fatally wounded by Rick and dies. Benny accidentally sets off a booby trap while looting the city of its riches, and is killed by a swarm of flesh-eating scarabs. The rest escape and watches as Hamunaptra collapses into the sand. Ardit bids them well and leaves.
Well, I guess we go home empty-handed. Again.
I wouldn't say that.
Please. How about you, darling? Would you like a little kissy-wissy?
The trio rides away on a pair of camels into the sunset. Unknowing to them, the camel is laden with treasure that Benny had previously loaded. Despite mixed reviews from critics, it was a commercial success and grossed over $416.4 million worldwide against a production budget of $80 million. The film's success spawned 2 direct sequels, The Mummy Returns in 2001 and The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor 2008. 接下来我们来揭晓今天电影迷《神鬼传奇》The Mummy 要学什么。When the 2 groups of excavators arrive on the same scene, we see the Americans claiming the right to the site. And that's when Rick says, "I don't see your name written on it." Have someone's name on it 字面上意思是上面有某人的名字。有些人会为自己的东西标示个人的标记，最常见的就是袖口、手帕、手表或是行李箱等，绣上或是刻上名字缩写 your initials。因此，这个俚语就是用来比喻某物注定是某人的。例如 ，I've got to buy this limited edition sneaker. It has my name on it. 我非买这个限量球鞋不可，它注定是我的。那相反过来 ，When Rick says I don't see your name written on it， 在这段剧情中就是在说这个地并不属于你。Well, I hope you've learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
The only thing that scares me, Mr. O'Connell, are your manners.
Still angry about that kiss, huh?
Oh, if you call that a kiss.